Page 13 in our notes is about the distributive property. So we talked about the distributive property right at the beginning of the year. So we're going to do A times B plus A times C. So remember that means A times whatever inside the parentheses, which is B plus C. It also works if we have subtraction, so A times B minus A times C. So for number 1, we're going to take and we're going to do 7 times x, and we just write that as 7x. And then we do 7 times 4, and we get 28. So if you say a positive number, which again we don't say the word positive, but if you have a positive number, you're going to write it as a plus sign, and then the 28 in this case. I'm going to actually go down the first column to do these. So negative 5 times m is negative 5m. We don't need to write a multiplication sign in between the two. Here's where you have to be a little bit careful. We have a negative 5, and you want to see this as a negative 2. So negative 5 times negative 2 is 10, so we write plus 10. Now I'm going to do this again down here so you can see you actually could have done negative 5m minus negative 10. So if you just want to bring down the minus sign and then do negative 5 times 2 to get negative 10, that's fine. But then you do have to take the extra step to change your minus a negative into plus a positive, or just a plus sign. You can only have one sign at a time. So that's why I want you to get into the habit of seeing a negative here and a negative here makes it a plus sign. So for number 7, we have negative 4 times a negative 1w, if it helps you to put the 1 in front. So that's positive 4w. Negative 4 times negative 10 is plus 40. Positive 40, so plus 40. We don't have to have numbers, we can have just variables. So 3 times m is 3m. 3 times n is 3n, so since it's a positive, we put a plus sign. Now we have numbers and variables, so you're going to do 6a times b. So you're thinking 6 times 1 is just 6, and then the a and the b go right next to each other as multiplication. For this one, you're going to do 6 times 2, which gives you 12, so plus 12, a, c. Technically, order doesn't matter, but we like to have it in alphabetical order. When you have fractions, again, you can hopefully do them in your head, or if you want to use a fraction button on this calculator, it's the ABC button. So you do 1 ABC 4 times 8, and you should end up with 2. If you have a different calculator, just find where your fraction button is, and you will be able to do that. So 2x, and then 1/4 times 4 is 1. So we're going to do minus 1. Go ahead and try the middle column and then come back and check your answers. So for 2, we have 2 times b is 2b, and then minus 6. Number 5, this is like a negative 1. So negative 1 times y is just negative y. You don't need the 1 in front. Negative times negative is positive, so plus 9. For number 8, we're distributing 5. 5 times 2m is 10m, and then minus 15. For 11, x times y is just xy, plus x times 4, we're going to switch it and put 4x. We always like to have our number before our variable. Number 14, multiply through by 2, so 2x minus 2y plus 16. Again, with those fractions, you can do 1 ABC 6 times 3 ABC 5 and get 1/10. So 1/10 x plus 1/6 times 18 is 3. Go ahead and try the third column and see if you can get those. Here are the answers for the third column. Again, making sure you are careful with the positives or negatives. For number 6, they actually have it out of order, so if you want to write negative 8b plus 32, you could do that as well. Normally we like to have our variables first, but since it was backwards in the parentheses, that's fine. Number 9, make sure it's negative 6x and plus 12 because you have a negative and a negative. For number 12, I just put the C first so it was in alphabetical order. And then again, number 18, make sure you have a fraction, not a decimal. Okay, so the notes before this were about combining like terms to simplify expressions, and now we're distributing, so now we're going to put the two together. So first you need to distribute to get rid of the parentheses. So 8 times 2x is 16x minus 24, and then don't forget to bring the minus 6x down. That was outside of the parentheses. Then you combine your like terms, so 16x minus 6x is 10x, and then minus 24. Number 20, we've got two sets of parentheses to get rid of. So first we multiply to get 18k minus 36. Here's where you have to be really careful. This is a negative 2 that you're distributing. So negative 2 times 7 would be negative, so we might write a minus sign, 14k. And then negative 2 times negative 12 is positive, so plus 24. So whenever there's a subtraction sign in between your sets of parentheses, make sure you realize you're distributing a negative number. So 18 minus 14 gives us 4k. Negative 36 plus 24 gives us negative 12. So 4k minus 12. For 21, we bring the 10 down because that's subtraction. So first you have to get rid of the parentheses. If you want to think of that as distributing a negative 1, you can. Otherwise, just distributing a negative sign. So minus y plus 6. Negative and negative makes a positive, and then the minus y. So again, if you need to put the ones, negative 1 minus 1 is negative 2y. 10 plus 6 would be plus 16. Negative 2y plus 16. 22, the biggest mistake is people make this a 14 and then they distribute 14. Order of operations says you have to multiply before you add. So the 6 just comes down and then you multiply an 8 through. So plus 32w minus 56. So you have to multiply before you can add or subtract. So make sure you don't combine those first. Here we're distributing a negative or a negative 1, so minus 2w minus 1. 32 minus 2w is 30w. 6 minus 56 minus 1 will give us negative 51. So 30w minus 51. And finally, 23, 9 ABC4 times 10 ABC3. Now, this gives us a mixed number. We cannot have mixed numbers. So to get rid of a mixed number, to change it to an improper, you do second ABC and then enter. And it will change it to an improper for you. So always impropers, no mixed numbers or decimals. So 15 over 2x minus 9 over 4 times 4 is 9. Minus 1/4 times 2 is 1/2 x. Negative and a negative gives us plus 2. So 15 over 2 minus 1 over 2. Again, those already have common denominators, so you could maybe do that in your head. Otherwise, you just use your ABC button. 15 ABC2 minus 1 ABC2 gives us 7. 7x, and then negative 9 plus 2 is negative 7. So 7x minus 7. 24, 7 ABC8 times 4 ABC5 gives us 7/10 x plus 7 over 8 times 16 would give us 14. And here we're distributing 3/5, so that gives us 3/10 x minus 6. Again, combining your like terms, 7/10 plus 3/10 gives us 1, so we can just put an x. We don't need to put the 1 in front of it. 14 minus 6 gives us plus 8. So x plus 8 is your answer for 24. Sorry, this one's kind of fuzzy.